Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. In the Joy Luck Club, it discusses the life of 4 Chinese women and their daughters who were recent immigrants to San Francisco. The book breaks the stories down into 4 parts. In the first part, the families recall their relationships with their mothers and how they worry the future generations won't understand the cultural background of their families. The second part, the daughters relate their recollections of their childhood relationships with their mothers and how a lot of information is unfound about them. In the third part, the 4 daughters begin to narrate their adult lives, such as their careers and marriage problems within their American lifestyle, and try to bring solutions to them. And in the final part of the book, it explains how the mothers struggle to support their daughters and offers solutions to the kids' problems in the process of bonding. Back to the actual club themselves, these 4 women began to eat dim sum in the US in a groupful manner, and their group was called the Joy Luck Club. Within the Woos are the mother, Su Young Woo, and her daughter, Jing Mei, otherwise known as June Woo. Jing Mei had recently taken her mother's place playing mahjong in a weekly gathering with the other women because her mother had just passed away. This group was known as the Joy Luck Club. By the way, the book kind of hinges on Jingmei's trip to meet her half-sisters, Shuang Yu and Shuang Hua, because of the encouragement of the other 3 women. So, back to the Woos. Jingmei, which is June, her sisters, half-sisters, aren't in America. They're actually in China because Su Yang, which is the mother, was forced to leave them on the roadside during a Japanese invasion in World War II. The ladies tell Jingmei that before her mother had died, Su Yang, which is the mother, had located the address of her lost daughters. The 3 ladies then give June money back to go to China. But Jingmei questions if she knows or is able to tell her half-sisters the news of her mother's passing and just her story in general. When June finally travels to China, her father, Canning, comes with her and helps her half-sisters know a mother that they never even remembered. During her journey, Su Yang brings together the mother-daughter bond and enables herself to receive closure to her mother's story and feel more at home about it.
Lindo's greatest wish for her daughter was that Waverly would have American circumstances and Chinese character. When Linda was very young, she remembers that at the age of 2, a matchmaker came to her house and arranged a marriage between her and the son of Huang Tai. Linda's parents stopped treating her as their daughter and more as Huang Tai's daughter. Several years later, it's time that Lindo gets married to Tian Yu, and her mother says to not disgrace the family. While she's married to Tian Yu, she is treated like a servant. However, when she failed to get pregnant, Tian Yu consults the matchmaker and says that Lindo is not right for him. Finally, when she gets enough money to go to America, Waverly, her daughter, is born. Waverly also runs into a lot of cultural problems with her mother. Lindo blames this on the fact that she is too American. Waverly has a hard time confessing to her mom that she will be marrying a white man, Rich. However, at the end, Lindo confesses that she actually does like Rich and wants the best for Waverly. Now onto the hues. Okay, so Anne May is the mother and Rose is the daughter. Young Anne May lives with her uncle, aunt, little brother, and her grandmother Popo. Popo tells Anne May that her mother is a ghost and says she's forbidden from talking about her. 2 years, Anne May learns that her mother is a concubine of a rich man who already has 2 other concubines. As a result, Anne May's mother brought great shame upon her family and is exiled/banished from the family. Skipping a few more years later, Popo, Anne May's grandmother, has fallen sick and Anne May's mother returns. Anne May's mother cooks a soup and then adds a piece of her own skin, restoring faith in Anne May and showing great honor. However, Rose doesn't have a hostile relationship with her mother, but instead rather an avoidant one. When Rose knows that her mother will try to convince her to fight for her marriage, Rose attempts to avoid her mother. In their relationship, Anne May sees the problems that Rose has and wants to help, but Rose would rather talk to her friend or psychiatrist. But by the end, Rose's regards to her mom seem to change for the good. Now on to the St. Clairs.
Within the St. Clair family are the mother, Ying St. Clair, and her daughter, Lena St. Clair. Ying was discussed primarily in the book throughout the flashbacks that occurred. Within the book, her character changes sweepingly in a dynamic way from being a proud, one-with-the-world type of person to almost a ghost. She lost her own identity through the mist of her childhood, and as she ages, she continues to see and remember the remorse of how she lost herself in the boat overboard incident in which she slipped in the water and lost her family in the hopes of looking for the Moon Lady. And although she is rescued by her family eventually, she completely changes as a person. Also, it explains how she is married to Clifford St. Clair, who is the non-Chinese speaking person, who screws up her social paperwork from her name to her birthday. However, Ying had been a complete ghost since that incident, and she remains emotionless throughout the big screw-up. When her daughter Lena was a child, she became such a big part in keeping the family sane by lying while translating between her parents. Lena wanted to keep her mother from her possible terrors, and she wanted to save her. That relatable trait then carries over into present day, and when a fragile table falls in the guest bedroom, in which Lena states that she knew it was going to happen, Ying replies, "Why didn't you stop it?" The falling symbolizes Lena's marriage and how she's doing nothing to stop it from collapsing, sort of like her mother's in the past. Ying then makes a big decision in deciding to tell her daughter her entire past in order to teach Lena how to prevent from having a bad future. She speaks of everything from conceiving a son and aborting him to how she marries a womanizing man who leaves her for an opera singer in hopes to stop her as being a ghost as well. Time for the conclusion. Of course, making a video on a book that covers big parts and life moments of the primary 8 mother-daughter combinations can leave out certain details of controversial flashbacks such as the crab incident between the 4 families and many more adventurous pieces. However, the book ends in a very delightful way, sharing many themes and morals with us. June then arrives in Guangzhou, where they meet up with Canning's Chinese fluent family. After spending the night there having burgers and fries, they head to Shanghai, where they will meet up with June's half-sisters. The long-anticipated moment then occurs as they see each other, hug, cry, and finally accomplish Su Young's long-cherished wish. And that's The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan, in roughly over 5 minutes. Yes, I know I said under 5 minutes before, but cut me some slack, it's a good book.